Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Forge World and Games Workshop. A very warm welcome to you all and to you new subscribers over the past couple of weeks. I hope you've been enjoying all of the content, especially the recent God of War live streams. I'll be picking up the Callisto Protocol in about a week's time, so I'll be doing a live stream of that game too. Let's get into the video, and we'll start the video off by looking at the Warhammer community website. Now, I haven't done one of these news and pre-order videos for a couple of weeks again, so there have been a fair amount of news since I last did one of these videos. So if we look about 2 weeks ago or so, if we go back to 12th of November, which was here. So there was a Listen Up Goth Rockers Christmas single. There was Black Library pre-orders. I did pick up Dagobo's Demise, but you could also pick up Cadian Blood, and then a couple of books in different languages. Krieg was available in softback, so was Witchbringer. And yes. Then you could pre-order the Cadia box set. I think it was a 2-week pre-order window. Cadia Stands, Astra Militarum. Very nice looking codex there with cards. I think you get like a command squad. You get the 20 Cadians. You get 2 heavy weapon supports and a Sentinel. The Cadians are a bit taller, a bit bigger. There have been size comparisons about, so that's great that those are now bigger, and they definitely look a lot better. You've got Cadian Blood, that was up for pre-order. So was the Goth Rocker. I picked up the Goth Rocker last weekend, and I've done an unboxing. The review of the Goth Rocker will be tomorrow now. I wanted to release that earlier, but that's as early as I can get the review out to you. Aeronautica Imperialis. Aeronautica Imperialis had these 2 Doomside squadrons, of course. That's from Forge World, and then the White Dwarf. The Sunday preview a couple of weeks ago was very, I'd say, lackluster, sparse. There was just Archaon, Lord of the End Times, which is metal. It costs about £40. You've got the Khorne Chaos Lord. These are all made to order. You've got a Nurgle Chaos Lord, a Slanesh, a Tzeentch with Familiar, Mounted Chaos Sorcerer, a Mounted Chaos Sorcerer, and then a look at the events coming up, and then a bit about Warhammer Plus. So very, very sparse. One of the sparsest, quietest weeks that I can remember for Games Workshop and Forge World. You've got Big Brother's Sixth Sense, Don't Miss the US Open 2022, Rumble across Necromunda's Ash Waste with the Chronos pattern Ironcrawler. This looks very interesting. It's a different kind of take on the Goliath, I think. It's tracked. I like the look of this. Even if you didn't have the weapons on it, I think it would make a great scenery piece. You've got this big tank as well. I'm loving these vehicles from Necromunda. You've got Codex Astra Militarum, lets you build themed armies. Rumor Engine, some kind of plate with a padlock on. They investigate, could a Yarrick actually be dead? You've got the massively talented painters take on the Sons of Bahamut. You've got Hammer and Bolter. You've got Black Library, new Angron novel. I'll definitely be picking this up. It's written by David Geimer as well. I mean, that special edition looks so nice. It's, fantastic. And there he is as well. And if that wasn't good enough, you've also got the standard edition or the hardback, which also looks very, very nice. I just hope that the paper quality isn't this cheap stuff that we've been having for £18, £20. Hope they've actually, get some nice paper this time. More about the Golden Goth Awards. US Open Series, Dark Tide. You could get access to the pre-release beta. That is available on Xbox Game Pass on the 30th of November, though, for free. So if you haven't already got the pre-release beta. Warhammer 40,000 Meta Watch. Heresy Thursday. Very boring. Ultramarine heads for Mark 6 Space Marines. Very boring. I think they're just... Yeah. Compared to a lot of the other Mark 6s, they're quite boring. Celebrate 20th anniversary. The 2 towers with fantastic community models. You've got Warhammer Alliance isn't just for schools. US Open final, and then the preview event. So since I last produced a video, we've had a preview event, and this preview event was at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, of course, because of work commitments, I wasn't able to be up that early to watch the event. But I know what Games Workshop and Warhammer community are like. They post everything about events as soon as they possibly can, sometimes before the events have started, to keep everyone in the loop. So you had a look at the new World Eater units. So you've got the 8-bound. So this is a new unit. Reminds me a lot of the Gal Vorbak, but for Khorne. I mean, these dudes look absolutely swole. And then you've got these look. So these Exalted 8-bound. So I think it's one kit that you can, have Exalted or non-Exalted. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I mean, looking at those two, they look exactly the same, except for the head and the hands, maybe. So kind of giving you like a possessed vibe now, and the greater possessed. These models will be huge, I think. You've got the jackals. I mean, these are new mortal followers, so a bit like cultists, but with chainswords and masks, and yeah, just rip and tear, and I mean, crazy, isn't it? Then you've got the Lord on Juggernaut, very cool, sporting this plasma pistol. You can also give him a head as well. You can also give him a helmet. So it's awesome. And then some closer looks. Terminators are the old Terminators. Land Raiders are the old Land Raiders. You've got the Codex as well. Really looking forward to these. It says they're close to release, which is in early 2023. So not this year. You don't have to worry about saving up for them this year. You don't have to save up for them this year. You've got the new Beast Lord for Age of Sigmar and Beasts of Chaos, and that's it for Beasts of Chaos. Gloomspite Gits. You've got these new Beast Riders or Wolf Riders. I would have liked more Spider Riders, but yeah, these are quite cool. Very classic looking, I think. These will definitely survive the test of time. I think they're lovely sculpts, lots of detail. The paint style is fantastic. I love the actual skin of the Gloomspite as well. And there's the new Battle Tome. I'm not sure whether I'll get the new Battle Tome if it's just these Wolf Riders. I might pick it up though. I'm just not a big fan of the big red borders and things. Maybe they'll get a special edition, but here is the Battle Tome roadmap for 2022 and 2023. So we've just had Slaves of Darkness, or we're about to get Slaves of Darkness. I've got it in the army set. So Beasts of Chaos and Gloomspite probably be in the next couple of months, within the next couple of months, and then you've got another Order Battle Tome, 2 Chaos and 2 Death for spring, and then another Order one in the summer. We had a Warhammer Underworld Narwood, so Loon Courts Gits questing to Narwood. So we've got these new Warband type minis. That looks amazing, that they've got some kind of catapult and they're going to launch a vicious squig. This dude looks good, but I think the squig should have some more armor, but he's got this big like lance with a mallet on the tip. Yeah, these bad moons, they look cool. It's blown like some kind of mushroom blowpipe thing. This one literally has just strapped a squig at the end of a stick, and that's his weapon. Brilliant. I like the moon shields; they're quite cool. Yeah, and this Moon Lord or whatever he is, very very nice. We'll be picking them up massively. I can't wait for them. And then Necromunda, you've got these mechanical kind of strider type things. Yeah, you know what it is with these is it's the roundedness of them and the blue. I think the blue and a bit of the red just doesn't go. Maybe that orange as well. I'm not sure what to think about these. I get it. Like it's maybe trying to go for a Mad Max theme, but with the grenade on the stick, I think that's really cool. But I mean, range of that. I mean, a mace on one of the. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these. Yeah, Fraglance. That's definitely out of Mad Max, isn't it? And then you get a look at the first 3 arcs of Omen books. So a little bit like the Pariah books and the War of the Spider and Fracture of Biel-Tan and Rise of the Primarch, things like that. You've now got Arks of Omen, so Abaddon, Angron, and Vashtor. I'll be picking up all these 3, I think. Yeah, they're going to be great, aren't they? Probably going to have special characters in each one. 4 is Redacted. Interesting. So winter, so from now till like March, we've got those 2, and then spring we'll have Vashtor. I'm not sure that they're very big books. Look, this says contents 86 pages. Mainly consists of board and action rules. So we'll see. We'll see what more of the articles that are coming out for them. You've got the last preview, which is probably one of my favourites, which is Vashtor, the Archifane. New character is an enigmatic demonic mechanic. Wow, I'm saying that quickly. Fiendish Forge Master. Finally, we're getting some dark mechanicum, which is great. If this proves popular in plastic, I really hope Forge World, finally get the message that, we want Dark Mechanicum for Horus Heresy, and maybe they'll bring out some new machines and things. But yeah, this model is very grimdark. I love the fuse of demon and machine. I think it's fantastic. Artwork looks interesting. He's got this big Warhammer thing. He's got this big Warpsmith hammer. Yeah, fantastic. We want more of these miniatures going to Workshop. It's just so cool. Then you've got Saturday pre-orders. That was the Cadia stands and the made-to-order minis. The preview for last week was the Battleforces. So you can pick up your Battleforces from today. You will save a huge amount of money by picking them up. So you've got the Daughters of Cain. You've got the Glimspike Gits, the Stampeding Squigalanch, yeah. I would have picked that up if I didn't have one set of Mangler Squigs already. It was a bit unfortunate. You've got the Nighthaunt, Legion of Grief. You've got the Cruel Boys Swamp Lurkers, and you've got the Skaven Verminous Host, the Thunderstrike Spearhead, a couple of dragons there, and you've got the Sylvaneth, the Revenant Wargrove, along with a couple of characters that are being sold separately for once. The Curseling, Eye of Zeech, and the Sinari Enlightener. I'm not a massive fan, so I probably won't pick her up. You've got Warcry, so new expansion, the Sundered Fate. You're included. You're getting the Hunters of Haunchy, and the Scaled Guardians. So these they're pretty cool looking. I like them. I do like little dinosaurs. So yeah, and then these interesting masks. Scenery looks fantastic. I like this kind of hollowed out bone or whatever it is, or tree log. I don't know what that is. It looks bonish. That skull is fantastic. They don't show it there, but they show it on there. Maybe that's a separate Narwood watch camp. Yeah. You got Horns of Hashut, the Rotmire Creed, so they're available separately. Rotten Ruin, and returning Warcry Warband's web exclusive. They're returning, and returning Warcry Monsters, Warcry Dice, Blood Bowl, and from Forge World we had the Night Lords Mark 6 heads and shoulder pads. Not too bad. They're alright, but the Iron Hands, wow, the Iron Hands heads are fantastic. I might just pick a set of Iron Hands heads up anyway, just for my Tech Marines. They look brilliant, and they don't look too much like Iron Hands, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no Iron Hand symbol on them. There's just the skulls, which you could paint, gold or red or whatever you want to paint. Which you could paint gold or bronze or, Sanguinius, the Great Angel, special edition. That'd be probably £45-50. And the hardback as well. There's only one more Primarch novel after this, and that's Horus, funnily enough, after all these years. Another interesting fact is you can't pick up any of the other Primarch novels before Mortarion, really. They're very hard to come by. Games Workshop don't sell them on the website. I think it's just poor that they released Horus Heresy plastic, sort of June of this year, and 5-6 months later you still can't pick up like the novel for your Primarch if you've picked one up from Forge World. I think it would have been great if they actually bundled you the book for the Primarch with even if it's in paperback, if you bought a sort of almost £100 Primarch now. Soul Drinkers Omnibus, number 2. There is a number 1 by Ben Counter, Hallowed Ground. That's now available in paperback. You got the Advent 2022 12 Tales of Christmas subscription. Mortarion's available in French, and you've got some more content from Warhammer Plus. Got Necromunda. You can stock up on relatively fresh meat. These minis look brilliant. They're very grimdark. I like that a lot. Everything from the kind of metal corset thing to the eagles to the cloak to the veiled face to these like robes, and the servo skull in like that kind of pose. Whatever this is, it's fantastic. And then this servo skull on like a dead body cadaver, I don't know, with like brain or viscera kind of oozing out of there. These medics with these, are they medics? Medicae with these big chain axes. Look at that, look, just hopping around a cadaver. Yeah, I like these. They're fantastic. You've got Warcry. Some lovely artwork there. Armies in Parade and Rumour Engine. Definitely some kind of 8-pointed star there for Chaos. You've got Horus Heresy Exemplary Battles. You've got the Hunters of Haunchy. You've got Warhammer Underworlds Narwood. Hammer Down the Death in the First Battle Report. You've got a new box set for Gotrek Gurnison. It's a box set. I think it has 3 full-length adventures in there. Looks like a lovely collection of stories. Yeah, very nice looking books. 1,250. They'll probably sell out quite quick. You've got Dungeon Bowl. First expansion for Dungeon Bowl. with these two teams. You've got Meta Watch for Age of Sigmar. You've got Warhammer Horus Heresy Thursday, the Thousand Suns helmet heads and shoulder pads. Yeah, they're not too bad, but then you've got article about Warcry again, and new from Forge World. You've got these upgrade sets. As I say, I probably will pick up the Iron Hands heads. You've got the Necromunda Ambush Goliath in a hazy chem den filled with a free scenario and Escher rules. So download Queen of Ashtown. And that's it for all the news. I had to go back sort of a couple of weeks and cover the preview event and things like that, and cover the preview event. So now we'll jump on over to Forge World and have a look at all of those pre-orders. So we're right here on Forge World's web store. You do have like a little thumbnail there of the new releases, the new pre-orders. They've got epic gifts from Forge World. Just want to touch on this for a moment. It says show me more. And then after that, you get lots of thumbnails. So you've got gifts for gamers, painters, Forge World first timers, virtual voucher, and the biggest releases of 2022. So if you click on that, it'll show you these biggest releases. Kabanda, obviously, Corswain, yeah, Marduk, a load of Necromundas, but that's it. I mean, sure there were more releases from Forge World, but yeah, you haven't even got the other Emperor's Children Praetor. So yeah, it's an odd selection. Kabanda I get, that's fine, but yeah. So if we just go on to new then, and we click on pre-orders, we've got the heads and the shoulder pads. So you got the 10. So we have the 10 Iron Hands Mark 6 shoulder pads, £14.50. You've got the 11 Iron Hands Mark 6 heads. It's important to note that there are 11, so you can have 10 that are helmeted and 1 helmetless. Probably will be making an order and picking these up, as I say, because they're pretty decent heads anyway, and this one in particular would be great for like a Tech Marine. It's got no Iron Hands symbols on there at all, so and it would go very well with Mark 3 armor. And this one reminds me of Ghost in the Shell, the guy with those glasses. Night Lords shoulder pads, you're getting 10 of these, £14.50. They look fine. And then the heads are not too bad, but yeah, there's 11 heads for Night Lords. And that's it from Forge World, just the Mark 6 heads and helmets for the Legions. Let's walk on over to Games Workshop and have a look at all of these battle forces and things. And here we are on Games Workshop's web store. You've got a load of adverts, promotions and things for the Battleforces and the Warcry miniatures, as well as Dungeon Bowl. So let's hit new and exclusive. I mean, if this is what's to come, I really do think that next weekend we'll have the Warhammer 40k Battleforces, and maybe the weekend after all of the Chaos Slaves to Darkness. But they might release all of the Chaos Slaves to Darkness next week, as well as the 40k Battleforces. That would be an expensive one. If we click on pre-orders and we go view all and high to low, there's no less than 41 separate pre-orders today up on Games Workshop's web store. You've got Jim and Bob's Dungeon Bowl yearbook collection. So you've got Dungeon Bowl, both of the editions there, £160. But you only get 10 miniatures as well. I think you probably get 40 miniatures. But yeah, 52 even. Apologies. So 52. You can't click them individually, which is annoying. What? You spend 160 and you can't click on. Okay, that's odd. But yeah, these are the teams you get in here. They look cool, you know. But I think that is online exclusive. You might be able to get both of those sets from a third party, bit cheaper. Battleforce Skaven the Verminous Host, £130. I'm always requested every year to do a Battleforce price value breakdown, and I will be doing that later today for Age of Sigmar. So I'll be getting that video out to you, going through all of the units and which Battleforce is, the most, offers you the most value. The Skaven at a 37% saving, which is fantastic. There's like £206 50 in this set. So yeah, I know miniatures are old. Most of them are old in that. But the Battleforce Orruk Warclans for Cruel Boys, the Swamp Lurkers. Not many. It doesn't look like many miniatures in that one. And you know, it's probably one of the worst. You're still getting a 30% saving, and then of course if you then buy it from third party at 25% off, you get a 55% saving, won't you? So you know you've got to take that into account, that you're saving about 30% on all of these already, and then if you buy them from a third party, you save another 25%. And then if you're using your crystal codes and things, which I've been telling everybody every single week all throughout this year to save them up for this day and next week, Saturday. You've got the Nighthaunt Legion of Grief, 130. So far, these are all £130. That looks like quite a nice set, though. I wouldn't actually mind picking that one up if I did Nighthaunt. Yeah, they're all £130. That's pretty cool. It doesn't blow the lines at all. You've got Stormcast Eternals, the Thunderstrike, Spearhead with 2 dragons, 26 miniatures for that one. And then the Gloomspike Gits Stampeding Squiggleanch. Now, I would have picked this one up, as I said earlier in the video, if it didn't have 2 Mangler Squigs. If it only had 1 and then it had, you know, something else, I don't know what they could have had instead, because you've got the Bouncer Squigs and you've got the Cave Squigs. But yeah, there we go. Maybe could have had a Spider, but that's still quite nice Battle Force. Then you've got the Sylvaneth. This set gives you the best value. Only by a percentage, though. It's 38% for this Revenant Wargrove. You got the Daughters of Cain, £130 as well. That looks like quite a nice one. But that offers the least amount of saving out of all of them. Then you've got Warcry Sundered Fates. This is the new expansion with 2 new, warbands. You've got the Skinks of the Hunters of Haunchy, and against the Jade Obelisk warband, which are these. So £110 for your 20 miniatures and a load of scenery, though. The scenery looks great. You've got the Ravaged Lands Gnarlwood Watch Camp, so you get the scenery separately. It is different scenery than what we've just seen in the other box set. 10 pieces of themed scenery. Yeah, I mean, these would look great with your Skinks as well. So that's those. You've got Dungeon Bowl Deathmatch for £55. Not too bad. You get 20 miniatures, I think. Sanguinius, the Great Angel. Is this sold out already? Yes, it is. So we're less than 10 minutes in and already sold out. Looks gorgeous. £40 though. They're usually about £40. Luckily though, the Primarch novels that we've had have had, the hardbacks have had decent paper quality for the, you know, £12 or so, or £11 that they normally sell for. You've got Warcry Horns of Hashut. So these are the miniatures that were available in the last Warcry set, but just available separately. Yeah, £37.50 does seem like quite a lot of money for 10 miniatures, but you are getting all of the cards and things to use in that game. No doubt they'll be available, separately at some point, a bit like these Chaos Warbands. I'm not sure whether they'll be £35 though. I was very taken aback by these £35 sets. I can't really recommend them for that price, not for 10 of them. And speaking of which, yeah, these are all of them. So most of them are in the Slaves to Darkness battle tome, with the exception of the Rotmire Creed, and also the Canaanite Shadow Stalkers. But all of the rest you can use in your Slaves to Darkness army. Hope that little bit of information has helped. If you're building like a gladiatorial kind of force and things with the leader of the Ogroid, Myrmidon, and some Theridons, then the Spire Tyrants will go very, very well with that little force. Likewise, the Untamed Beasts and the Savages will go well with Marauders. But you must note that these are all direct only. You can't pick these sets up from any third parties, and they are expensive. £35 for 10. These aren't 10 Primaris Space Marines at the end of the day. These are just 10 infantry characters. No cards, no extras. It's just that one sprue, or maybe two sprues. Like if we just click on these, it might show us the sprue. Yeah, it's kind of like one sprue but broken up into three. That's what it looks like. You'll have very rarely any spare parts, if that. What you see is what you get in terms of poses. Very condensed, and these are expensive. I would have hoped that these 10 models each would have been like 20 or £25 maybe. You got the Chaotic Beasts as well, so I think there's some Furies there. You got the Mindstealer Sphinx, the Fomeroid Crusher, and the Myrmidon Champion. So it's your chance to pick these up, made to order, direct only. I hope these stick around and they continue to be available. I just wish that they were available from third parties, because I remember getting all these three from a third party at a decent discount too. You got the Blood Bowl Spike Presents 2022. You've got some of the Warcry dice sets. The colouring is a bit all over the place. You've got the Warband Tome, the Rotten Ruin, £22. The Curseling Eye of Tzeentch, £21. The Cenarian Lightner, £19. That's not too bad, actually, because with the price hikes, it went up. Some £18 models went up to £19, so that's not too bad at the moment. You've got the Soul Drinkers Omnibus 2 in paperback for £12.99, fantastic. You've got the Great Angel and Hardback for £12.99, and Hallowed Ground in paperback for £8.99. I'm pretty sure the paper for this one will be the same as Dawn and Mortarion, which means it should be good. They're all the pre-orders for today. It mainly revolves around Age of Sigmar. You've got a couple of Age of Sigmar. You've got one Horus Heresy book, but it is all about Age of Sigmar this weekend. I think next weekend we'll see a shift towards Warhammer 40,000 with their Battleforces. Interesting to see whether Games Workshop will have all the Slaves to Darkness up for pre-order next weekend as well as the 40k Battleforces. Because if they don't, then they're leaving it pretty late in having a pre-order for them on the 10th, which means you might not even get them for Christmas if they're going to be released in store on the 17th. So they're pushing it fine there with the Slaves to Darkness releases, and there's a considerable number of them. We've only really got 2 weekends of pre-orders, which is the 3rd of December and the 10th. They don't normally put anything up for pre-order on the 17th because, of course, Christmas is the week after. So 2 weeks to cover all of the 40k Battleforces and the rest of the Slaves to Darkness. I think I worked it out with the Slaves to Darkness. You've got the Battle Tome, you've got the Lord, you've got the Lord on Mount, which is also Eternus. You've got the Chaos Knights, you've got the New Warriors. You'll have the dice, the cards, and then I'm not sure whether they're planning on having the Chosen separate alongside the Demon Prince and the Theridons. I mean, already that's 10 brand new releases to cover in the next 2 weeks. But we'll see. What do you guys think of all the pre-orders today? Are you picking anything up? Are you picking up any of the Battle Forces? I must say, not only in terms of these Age of Sigmar Battle Forces, but the 40k ones, I am a bit disappointed this year. Past 2 years, there have been a number of Battle Forces that I've really looked forward to and wanted to pick up. This year, not so much. But then again, I am quite invested in Horus Heresy at the moment, so that's probably a good thing. Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. As always, it'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.